Hey, Rose, are you free? There's something I want to talk to you about. Yes, I'm here. What's the matter? Did I do anything that makes you feel sad or offended? Anything at all? Huh? What are you trying to say, Julia? You know we've been besties since high school, so I don't think it's necessary to keep anything a secret between us, right? Well, if you put it that way, then there's no need to hold back my thoughts any longer. Rose, I hate to say this, but I feel like you're secretly sabotaging my work as well as my personal life. Why did you come up with such a harsh statement about me, Julia? I thought we're friends. I can't believe you said that to the one and only friend that you have. I'm well aware that you've been my closest friend for many years now. That's why it took me quite some time to reach that conclusion. Trust me, I thought long and hard enough about it, and every clue leads to you, Rose. So what exactly do you suspect that I did to sabotage you? I mean, I've been hearing lots of whispers and comments about me hitting on other male coworkers at our workplace while being a married woman. Now, whenever I make my appearance at the company, everyone just gives me a judgmental and despised look. When I asked them personally, they said that you're the only one who spread that rumor about me in the first place. What? These ignorant people. Not once in my entire life have I ever thought of selling you out and made up such a terrible lie. You're hurting my feelings, Julia. Not only that, you even persuaded other colleagues to start speaking to me in a rude manner. Is that true? They were so nice to me before, but somehow their attitude towards me has completely changed for the worse recently. It's understandable. I mean, how can they have any respect for a broad who's already married and still flirts with other men? What? I can't believe those savage words just slipped out of your lips. That's a completely untrue and ungracious accusation. No, you're getting the wrong idea, Rose. I just came up with that statement based on what the rumor says. Okay, fine. So you're refusing to plead guilty for propagating false narratives about me, right? How about that time you badmouthed me and my work to our manager, Tim? One time, I happened to overhear the conversation between you and Tim, which made me really shocked. I didn't want to believe in what I discovered, but I know for a fact that it was unmistakably your voice. That's impossible. I thought you already went home. I did, and I was halfway home, but then I found out that I left my house keys on the table, so I had to come back to retrieve them. From that day on, I always deliberately stay a little while longer after work to see if your little scheme still continues. Finally, I came to a conclusion that it's not just one time you speak ill of me to our manager. Well, don't make it seem so serious. I was just having a little chit-chat with Tim, that's all. That's what you call a little chit-chat? You said that I wasn't pulling my weight and accomplishing my tasks on time. In reality, you were the one who always skips your duty at work, and then made me fulfill it for you, which slows me down in doing my own job. Hey, didn't I make it clear to you that I was too busy to finish what I was assigned to? Additionally, isn't it common sense that friends should help each other out in times of need? You were too busy? Hello, I'm the mother of 2 kids. I'm the one who has to take on both household chores and job assignments. And you, I reckon the only thing you ever cared about is your appearance, actually. You always show up late at work because it takes at least 1 hour to choose an outfit. That's what you call being busy? Now you're exposing my mistakes, huh? You make me regret considering you my best friend. Best friend? Or the most ideal subject that you can use for your own benefit? Should I further narrate what other misinformation you have provided our manager with? You conveniently made up a dreadful story in which I initiated the gossip about Tim's wife having an extramarital affair and made it widely known to the whole company. To top it off, you even have the audacity to lie about me, claiming myself the smartest person in the workplace who was plotting to dethrone Tim and take over his position. Well, yeah, maybe I did say something like that, but with good intentions. As a matter of fact, I was just doing you a great favor. Look, I always feel like the impression that you make on other coworkers is somewhat vague, as opposed to me, who always finds myself the center of attention wherever I go. On that account, I was just having the urge to help you stand out from the crowd. You're welcome. No need to thank me. Stand out from the crowd? More like becoming the target of derision and hatred. Why are you doing this to me, Rose? I thought we were friends. Turns out, it was only me who was dull enough to think that way about us. Hey, we're still friends. I never negated that. It's just because whenever we walk side by side, You always look like you're hindered by my glorious beauty and confidence, which makes me feel nothing but guilty and sorry for you. I can clearly tell that sometimes you wallow in self-pity due to your overwhelmedness of my charm, and you even consider yourself insignificant compared to me. Honestly, all I ever wanted was just to give you some spotlight that you always deserve, Julia. Haven't I told you that I don't need that kind of spotlight you're mentioning? Well, maybe you can come up with such an absurd excuse to defend yourself from being accused of spreading fake rumors about me. But don't force me to remind you about the countless times you've taken credit for my hard work and achievements. I chose to remain silent because I respect our friendship, so do not try to test my boundaries. Whoa, Julia. I didn't know that you've been harboring such a feeling of resentment towards me. Listen, if you truly want what's best for me, then I suggest you stay out of my business and keep every of the falsehoods that you ever fabricated about me to yourself. Fine. No need for such harsh words. I leave you in peace. Happy? Remember, it's you who choose to let our long-term friendship go down the drain, not me. Rose, can you explain to me what just happened this evening? Why on earth did my mother-in-law invite you to dinner? She even kept me in the dark about this. I was totally unaware and unprepared for it. Oh, come on. It's no big deal. I mean, I'm your coworker and also your best friend, right? So it's totally understandable that she wanted to show her hospitality by letting me join your family dinner. Well, it doesn't seem normal to me. I must admit, I'm completely in love with the warm welcome that your husband and mother-in-law gave me. I didn't realize that they are such lovely, easy-to-talk people. After spending just a few hours with your family, I feel it's like where I truly belong. It's as if I were a part of your family. Great. I'm glad that it made you feel good. But can I speak up my honest opinion about what happened? Sure, go ahead. I can tell with certainty that your family would want me to come over again, right? I can't wait! I'm super excited, Julia. Well, yeah. How did you know that? I don't know, but I really have a hunch that there's something not right with the way my mom-in-law and my husband behave when you're around. I know, right? I was overly surprised, too. They treated me so nicely, as if I were truly a member of your family, which warms my heart to an infinite extent. You have the best family ever, you know that, Julia? I do love my family, but my mother-in-law never cared for me as she did for you. She was weirdly polite as she just reacted with a smile when you said that her food didn't suit your taste. I mean, if it was me instead of you, she would definitely lose her temper and throw a fit at me. Julia, did you pay attention to your own words? You make it seem like your mother-in-law is a witch or something. Gosh. Imagine if that hurtful accusation ever reaches your husband's ears. Well, it only proves that you obviously don't have any clue about being a docile and obedient daughter-in-law. What do you mean by being a docile and obedient daughter-in-law? It's me and only me who takes on the housework every day and keeps everyone in my family in check. My mother-in-law only cooks the meals once in a while, especially when there are guests coming over to our house. It's all because she wants to show off her dedication to our family and make me look like I'm a slothful and indolent daughter-in-law in everyone's eyes. Julia, I can't believe that you hold on to such a dreadful prejudice about your mother-in-law. No wonder she confided in me, saying that she sometimes wishes that she could go back in time and interfere with your wedding with Elijah. What? Did she actually say that? She conveniently disregards every effort I've put into our family? Just like that? I work nearly 20 hours a day, every day. I wake up earlier than anyone else in the house to prepare breakfast, do the laundry, and chauffeur my kids to school. Immediately after getting back home from work, I set out to make dinner and then wash the dishes afterwards. I'm awakened from sleep often at night to change diapers for Kylian. What else in the world do my mother-in-law expect from me? I don't know what advice I could give you, Julia. Nevertheless, if you don't hold on tight to your family, someone else might step in and take away everything from you. And what do you mean by that? Get straight to the point. Nothing. Just saying. Hey, Rose. Why aren't you answering my texts and calls? What are you doing? Duh, I was occupied with some personal business. And I don't think that I'm obliged to inform you about everything I do, correct? You're starting to become a nuisance. You know that? What? How dare you talk to me in such a manner when you're the one who's trying to destroy my life, my career, and now my marriage? Tell me, Rose, are you trying to steal my husband? Whoa, Julia. You'd better watch your mouth when coming up with such a strong and unfounded allegation. Destroy your marriage? If anyone here were to be responsible for your probable marriage breakdown, it's definitely you and no one else but you. I mean, who can you blame if you're the one who isn't capable enough to keep your husband around, huh? You're being unreasonable. You know that? I mean, you and I are both women, not to mention best friends. You should understand how I feel right now better than anyone, right? On the contrary, you ignore my warnings and you carry on with your mind games to seduce my husband. Seduce your husband? Pfft, he hit it on me first. He even sent me naughty messages, which is kind of cute though, I'm not gonna lie. Even if he was the one who tried to make an impression on you, why don't you just back down and say no to him? You know that Elijah is my legal husband. Based on what I witnessed with my own eyes, your intentions of seducing my husband is as clear as daylight. Well, try to give me some proof, because I have no idea what you're harping on about. Stop playing the fool. You know what I'm referring to. On the day that my mother-in-law invited you for dinner, you chose to put on a micro miniskirt as short as if it could expose your whole butt cheeks. To make matters a lot worse, you took advantage of every chance you got to bend down and show off in front of my husband. Do you have any sense of shame? Hey, it was just because I kept accidentally dropping all kinds of stuff on the floor. You know how clumsy I can get. Don't act as though I was too dumb to not even realize your evil scheme. All you were trying to accomplish was just catching my husband's attention and making his eyes glued to your body. I had to refrain myself from bursting out in tears when I saw you exchange messages with my husband. Oh, so you already found out about that too, huh? Well, then maybe you can also happen to discover something interesting in his briefcase. Like my underwear, for example. What did you say? So he actually betrayed me this whole time? Betrayed? If I were you, I wouldn't put it that way, because I truly don't know if he had any feelings for you in the first place. You're so pathetic, Julia. You know that? So you're revealing your true devilish intentions, huh? Tell me, why are you doing this to me? To my knowledge, I haven't done anything that's out of alignment against you. In my mind, I have always considered you my best friend since we were high school girls. Well, guess what? It's only you who naively and blindly thinks that we're friends. To me, you're nothing but a rival that I'd gladly take down and walk all over. A rival? What exactly do you mean? Do I really need to jog your memory about how poorly you treated me back when we were in our adolescence? Everything you did was to prove your superiority over me. I mean, between the two of us, you were always the one who received compliments from the boys for being pretty and charming or whatever. Having passed every exam with the highest scores in our class, you found yourself showered with a lot of praises and compliments from the teachers. Now, you're even outperforming me at work, which makes me feel like a loser in our coworkers' eyes. What? So if I got it correct, you pulled off every dirty trick you could and brought absolute misery to my life just because you're envious of me? I envy you? Not in a million years. I just couldn't stand your bossy, condescending, and overconfident attitude. That's all. That's completely bogus. I'm not anything like what you just described me to be. Well, I'm not planning to waste any more of my time to reason with you. By the way, your husband told me that when he returns home tomorrow, he'll personally hand you the divorce documents. You must have been informed by Elijah that he has to go on a business trip for a couple of days, right? In reality, me and him are just spending some intimate nights together. You dirty, shameless broad! It's a shame I won't get to see how your face turns white when you receive the divorce paper from your own beloved husband. Oh, and by the way, I also happened to overhear Tim talking with our boss. If my ears didn't betray me, you're about to get fired soon, Julia. I guess my plan of undermining your reputation did work out in the end. Julia, I seriously don't have the faintest idea how you could pull through this hell every day and still manage to go to work every day. Oh, hey, Rose. I bet you're still enjoying the dreamy world of romance alongside Elijah, huh? Congratulations. You guys are just what they always call a heaven-made couple. You and my ex-husband are truly born for each other. Julia, look. Now I finally realized that I committed a huge mistake and did you wrong. I'm really, truly sorry. Honestly, I thought divorcing my husband would be the biggest nightmare in my life. To my surprise, it's actually a blessing in disguise now that I get to sever all ties with my toxic husband and his mother-in-law. Julia, your mother-in-law has a completely twisted mind. She never lets me catch a break from the houseworks. She even intentionally spilled milk on the floor or stepped into the house with her shoes covered in mud just to force me to clean up after her. Not to mention the relentless messages and calls I receive from your mother-in-law every day, ordering me to come home immediately to help her with God knows what business. Well, welcome to the world of the married, and what you're experiencing is just a little taste of it. And by the way, Mary is no longer my mother-in-law anymore, so I'm gladly refusing to call her by that title. And your husband Elijah is nothing better than Mary either. He blindly takes her side and defends his mother, whatever the reason is. Not once did he ever listen to what I had to say. Right when I thought things couldn't get any worse, Elijah's brother, Ethan, decided to bring along his family and move into the house because he recently lost his job. Now I have to slave away for the 5 of them, including Ethan's kid. Ooh, Ethan just moved in? He's even worse than Elijah. Last time I remember, all he knows is just drowning himself in alcohol day after day. Now, what I want more than ever is to escape this dysfunctional family. I'm fed up to my back teeth already. Why give up so quickly? Last time I checked, you were completely overwhelmed with joy when you finally got to marry my ex-husband, right? Yes, I was stupid back then. I was blinded by my impure motives to take revenge on you out of envy and bitterness. I take it all back. I'm so sorry, Julia. Well, just file a divorce. What's so difficult about it? It's not that simple, Julia. I just recently received an announcement from the company. They told me that I was no longer adequate for my position and decided to fire me. Oh, so you've already figured that out, huh? I'm sorry to break it to you, but it was me who exposed your laziness at work and got you fired. You did what? How could you do that to me? You betrayer! Well, getting you kicked out from the company was a piece of cake. I just gathered some evidence proving that I was the one who accomplished most of the tasks that were assigned to you. It's all on my computer, so our manager had no choice but to believe what I said. Additionally, I also showed Tim your web browser history. Turns out, you were just making the best of your time at work to figure out your spa schedule or browse some online fashion stores one after the other. Oh, by the way, Tim also said to me that he was fed up with your blatant lies and groundless accusations about me. That's why he can't have you working at the company anymore. Please, Julia, if you have any mercy for me, can you have a word with the manager and ask him to reconsider his decision? If I divorce Elijah without having a job, how can I support myself from now on? I don't know, Rose. Every man is the architect of his own fortune, right? This is the mess that you created, and you're the only one who can resolve it. Experiencing the same burdens that I took on my shoulders when I was Elijah's wife was just too much for Rose to handle. Finally, when being pushed beyond the limits, Rose decided to put an end to her marriage with Elijah. However, she came out of it empty-handed, as the property was under the ownership of Elijah before they got married. After the divorce, Rose was struggling to find a new job because she didn't have the required working experience as well as knowledge to live up to the standards of other companies. Consequently, years of neglecting almost every duty at work and having me fulfill all her tasks made it a big challenge for Rose to survive on her own and rebuild her career path. Although it wasn't easy, I still managed to shake off my painful memories and move forward to a brighter future. My hard work and dedication finally paid off as I got promoted to become the manager of my department, the position which once belonged to Tim. Tim, who has now become the vice director of the company, expressed his utmost anger when he got to hear what Rose did to me. Being a man whose wife engaged in infidelity, Tim has an infinite sympathy for what I had to go through. As we get to know each other better, our feelings for each other also grew stronger and stronger day by day. Tears of joy rolled down my face on the day when Tim proposed to me, as I finally found the true happiness I was searching for.